want to talk about more ways to pay bills, to do things, to get it done. We ain't just, out there selling drugs. We renting rooms. We donating blood. What else they doing? Always selling fish dinners. Always selling fish dinners.
Hey, smoke! Ho! Hey, paradise, let's rock! Hey, train up! Yeah.
Okay, lovers, if you have not already done so, please make sure that you like and share this video because it is so important to my success here on the YouTube. And if you do not have a retirement/investment plan in place through your employer, please check out the Acorn app below. It'll change your life. Now, let's talk about Jay-Z, an American hustler. Now, before I get into it, let me tell you why I chose this book. First of all, because y'all know I'm trying to rebuild my channel, and because I had such great feedback on the Robin Crawford book, I decided to maybe try to do a book a month. So that is one reason why I decided to do the Jay-Z book. The next thing was that when me and my wife went out on a date the other day, we had a conversation about the greatest rapper of all time. And I know a lot of people want to say Biggie or Tupac. Now, this may rub some of you all the wrong way. Please know that I'm not a big Jay-Z fan, but I'm not blind to his accomplishments, right? And when we were having the conversation, I said, okay, we can't go about what if Biggie was still here or what if Tupac was still here. We can't do that. They're not still here. Jay-Z is still here, and he is proven to have longevity in many different types of industry. So after we had that conversation, I started researching my next book, and I came across a book by Michael E. Dyson. And from what I understand, what my wife told me, what I didn't know, was that he actually teaches hip hop in some of the schools down here, down south. And I said to myself, oh God, he's going to come off so square in this book. Michael E. Dyson, I applaud the way that you wrote the book. It is clearly for a classroom. It is, and luckily I'm educated. So it wasn't irritating to me. But you're not going to get the average Joe to read the book because it's going to be, I'm just going to say it's written for a classroom. Okay. But child, y'all know I be having the bullshit pickins with me. So let's get into this. It's going to be, I'm going to break down some things to you people that you probably don't realize that you've been hustling your entire life, because as Michael E. Dyson said later on when we touch it, black people been hustling since slavery. I said, you better go, boy. He begins to talk about McDougall's explanation of the glory and grief of hustling. He describes it hustling as self-promoting, reinventors, builders, dreamers, organizers, all those things, child, all those things. And see, I've told you people several times, I am a hustler. Hustling is when you're able to generate your own revenue without somebody else's name attached to it. That's a hustler. When you figure things out on your own and how do you get what you need to get without the help of somebody else, you sitting down, or you and some loved one or your posse or crew or whoever come together and y'all say, look, we about to get this money. You do it illegally or legally. That's hustling. Fact that I have always said, America praises the white hustle opposed to the black hustle. I would agree with that, because when I look at some of these like drug lord movies with the Italians and the Colombians in it, oh, that's praised. Scarface, oh, that is a movie that's going to be a great movie forever. But then on the flip side, even though Paid in Full is a cult classic to us, it's not to the masses the way that Scarface is. So that to me shows how unfair the world is about how the black man hustles or the black population hustles opposed to other. So I live my life saying that it's never a problem until it's a problem. Child, it's never a problem till it becomes a problem to the masses. As long as it's a problem right there, oh, it can stay right there. Leave that problem right there. Now, if it leave and go over there, then we're going to be worried about it. Until then, leave that shit right there. YouTube may not monetize this, y'all. I'm trying to get my money. I ain't got time to be educating y'all fools. Anyway, shit, Michael Dyson goes on to talk about how slavery was the first Black American effort to hustle. Let me expound on that, ladies and gentlemen, okay? You know that it was illegal for black folks to read and be married. You know they can't have that. You know that. Back then, you know, I don't have any problems with white people now unless you do something to me. Like I told you, it's never a problem until it's a problem. And the concern was, no, we need to keep these people oppressed. And how you keep them oppressed is for them not to unite together and for them to not read and understand the truth. Okay? Even though you believe nothing you hear and only half of what you read. And nowadays you can put anything on paper. So I only believe what I want to believe. So as you know, the slaves did find a way to learn how to read and marry each other, to create the family unit and create a strong bond amongst each other. So that was among the first examples of hustling, because you had to get it done despite the oppressors. So now we will move on to Jim Crow. Ooh, this is where the hustling really begins. Okay. But anyway, we know Jim Crow was put into place to relieve some of the oppression off of Black Americans. We know that although it was on paper, there were still barriers put in place for Black Americans so that we would not move so far away from, let's say, the chains. Okay. Y'all know I'm trying to keep this shit monetized, okay? So then after Jim Crow, Black folks found another way to hustle through running numbers, bootlegging, selling fish dinners. I mean, a lady got to pay her bills some way. I mean, she ain't got no man in the house. I mean, selling fish dinner always pay bills. Whether you fry it up in a pan or you take it to the bedroom, fish dinner still sell. Michael E. Dyson references one of Jay-Z's songs that I'm not going to talk about, you know, because a lot of his music is about oppression and, you know, bitches and, you know, things like that. And, you know, But Michael E. Dyson, like I say, he a true fan of Jay-Z. He not going to, you know, talk about how he, you know, did other stuff. He just want to talk about the good stuff, the glorifying stuff. Anyway, he goes on to talk about how in the late 19th century and the early 20th century, Black folks have made efforts and strides in becoming successful in a society where they are oppressed. They are separated in two groups, the thriving and the thrashed. So the thrivers were the creator of Black schools, Black businesses, and Black communities. So then we're going to move on to another Jay-Z song where Michael E. Dyson references, where Jay-Z says that he is a hustler, but his job is selling drugs. Ooh. I don't know what it is, but it's just something about hustling to me that is so freaking sexy. And it's not just about the selling drugs part. It's the tenacity that you have to still make it regardless of your circumstances. And I'm not glorifying anything negative that can come along with the term hustling. What I'm doing is I'm praising the fact that you know that either you're lacking something or you can't do something, whether you don't have the education to do it this way, to accomplish your goals this way. So what you're going to do is you're going to figure out another way to get it done. You're still going to get there. It may take you longer. You may have to rub a little more palms. You may have to grease some more hands. Oh, but you're going to get there. Oh, I'm just... It's just crazy to me how Jay-Z is the only person who openly talks about some of the things that he does, and he's not in jail. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. You got mother hunchies in videos talking about how they did some stuff, and them ninjas go straight to jail. And why ain't the hip hop police ever got after Jay-Z or ran down on Jay-Z? Why? Something ain't right. So then let me say something else that I found to be profound that he said in the book. He talked about how black youths in, let's say, ghetto areas are perceived as much older because of their circumstances. It's true. Because in a lot of times we are put in positions where we have to be much older. A lot of the young men, me growing up in the 80s and witnessing the crack epidemic, a lot of their parents turned to crack. Therefore, the young men, and I've seen as young as 9 years old, go out there, sell the stuff because they have to take care of the rent. It's in the projects or wherever, and they have to make sure that their younger siblings get off to school. So sometimes those young men turn into the providers, you know, and I don't want to make excuses for bullshit. That's not what I'm trying to do, but life is life. Shit happens, period. You can't sit there and say, woe is me. The only thing you can do is hustle and keep it going. That's even like when it comes down to the girls, the oldest daughter, because we don't have nannies. We don't have babysitters. The oldest daughter is the babysitter. And sometimes the oldest daughter may be 7 or 8 years old. Okay? Now, whether your mother is working or whether your mammy is in the corner, you know, doing what she need to do so she can feed her habit. I'm trying to keep these things monetized. Black kids in ghetto areas do have to grow up quicker, which in turn reflects in how they are sentenced when they go to jail. Because black youth, according to Michael E. Dyson, they are punished harshly or far harshly than their white counterparts because they feel that they have that adult mindset. What Michael E. Dyson basically breaks it down and said, because they're placed in harder situations, they're judged more harsher than their white counterparts. We go on to talk about even more hustling things. Girl, I feel like reading this book, I feel so proud as a black person because if I want it, I'm going to get it. I'm going to figure out a way to get it. Okay? If I got to go stand next to somebody all day, I will do it because I'm a hustler. He goes on to talk about more ways of hustling. Renting room. My grandmother rented a room forever. Child, that was extra income, child. Extra income. Donating blood. I ain't donating no blood. Barber. Hairdresser. Shit. You got so many daggone hairdressers now. Or hair people now. Wigs people now. Do y'all get this? Do y'all see what this is happening with us? We are, who's that dude? Cardi B's. I don't need Cardi B's hairstylist, who is also Kylie Jenner's hairstylist, Tokyo Styles. I think that's his name. Who is that down here? Alonzo. I forget his name. I don't even know if them people have licenses. Child, they've been making wigs, charging about $500 per wig. If that ain't a hustle, I don't know what the fuck it is. At any rate, guys, if you have not already done so, please like and share this video because it is so important to my success here on the YouTube. Now, remember this. The same people you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. Naysayers, my patron loves. Have a good one.